There's always some sort of hidden things going on behind the scenes of every show. Today I'm going to cover Brandi Passante exposes the truth behind the scenes in Storage Wars. Welcome back to Film Vert, let's get into the video. Some of it's staged and some of it's not. According to Dave Hester, Storage Wars is another reality show that allegedly plays loose with the definition of the word reality. Cast member Dave Hester approached producers with concerns over the show's authenticity numerous times. In fact, he filed a lawsuit against the A&E Network and Original Productions over these concerns in 2012. Hester's suspicions arose because whenever he won a bid, producers would draw his attention to certain boxes or under the storage unit so he would discover certain items. Like the time he found a pile of old newspapers which announced Elvis Presley's death, or when he found a car underneath a pile of trash, a BMW minicar to be exact. Hester alleged that the producers were planting valuable goods in the storage units ahead of time, otherwise known as salting, to make the show more interesting. And while all that sounds scandalous enough, Hester's lawsuit didn't stop there.
$1,000 in legal fees. Still, things eventually got smoothed over. In 2014,
Hester's lawsuit revealed lots of other secrets too. On top of the aforementioned salting of the units, Hester's lawsuit also claimed the show paid for units on behalf of weaker cast members who lacked both the skill and financial wherewithal to place winning bids. He also alleged that the show depicted the bidders participating in auctions when in reality, no auction is taking place. But perhaps the most scandalous accusation in the suit was Hester's claim that producers paid for the plastic surgery that one of the female cast members underwent in order to create more sex appeal for the show. Lastly, Hester's lawsuit revealed his compensation package for what would have been his fourth season had he not been fired for raising his concerns, as the lawsuit also alleges. Hester claims that yelling "yup" on TV for another year was going to earn him $25,000 per episode, with a guaranteed minimum of 26 episodes, as well as a non-accountable expense account of $124,000 and a $25,000 signing bonus. That adds up to $799,500 to star in one season of a show about buying abandoned storage units. Wow, that's a hefty price to pay for the so-called cleaning of one's moral conscience.
a lot of descriptions that come to mind immediately.
A&E somehow came out unscathed. Oddly enough, A&E didn't indignantly deny Dave Hester's accusations and metaphorically stand on a hill to proclaim the sanctity and truth of reality television. Instead, representatives sort of admitted to staging practices by claiming that whatever behind-the-scenes action Storage Wars producers did were perfectly legal. In footnotes, in its legal documents relating to the Hester suit, A&E cited First Amendment protections. Elsewhere in the case, it's mentioned that the only game shows must be completely above board, authenticity-wise, and since Storage Wars isn't really a game show, the producers could do as they please. A&E claimed Hester's lawsuit was driven by spite, and when all was said and done, he was ordered to pay the network's legal fees. But a judge also ruled that he could proceed with his wrongful termination suit. In the end, Hester eventually returned to the show after brokering a settlement with A&E, of which the terms and details were not publicly disclosed.
According to Screener, the judge ultimately decided that Hester wasn't specific enough with his accusations of wrongful.
Show creator Tom Beers admits elements of show staging. As the network's response to Hester's lawsuit clearly stated, they have no problem admitting that the show takes liberties with the true nature of the storage unit auction business. In fact, in A&E's motion to strike the suit, they allow that the show has captured the public's interest by combining elements of competition and business strategy with the mystery of discovering what surprises may be found in an abandoned storage unit. This sentiment was echoed by the show creator Tom Beers, who told a panel discussion that not only does the show script approximately 50% of what the characters say, they also sometimes consolidate pieces from several auctions to a single locker in order to keep things interesting.
Really resonates.
Arguably the most popular person on the show, Barry Weiss had been one of the original cast.
Dave Hester also sued Trey Songz. Apparently a huge fan of court, Dave Hester also got in a legal battle with musician Trey Songz over the use of the catchphrase "yup." According to the New York Post, Hester and Songz each used the phrase both in speech and on merchandise over the years, but the hilarious distinction came via Hester's lawsuit, which sought a court order barring Songz from interfering with his use of the phrase. Hester's filing claims Songz' version resembles an animal-like or non-human squeal, which begins with a distinct "yee" sound before finishing a squeal-like "up" sound, which is distinct and different from Hester's more monosyllabic sounding guttural auction bidding phrase, which is meant to convey the meaning of yes.
Was fired from the show as a result of budget cuts. The move greatly upset Brandon.
Jared Shultz' story of Dark to Light. Though he may have vaguely mentioned it a few times on the show, veteran bidder Jared Shultz never elaborated on his criminal past. Too bad for him that the internet is a thing. Sarcasm reported in 2012 that Shultz was arrested for felony possession of a controlled substance, narcotics transportation, and a DUI in 1997, and in 1999 he was busted again for pretty much the same things. Only this time he had a parole violation added to his charges. For his crimes, Shultz served a 16-month stretch in a state prison where there is no bidding on the top bunk. His stint on Storage Wars is something of a happy ending for Shultz. According to the Orange County Register, he got his first whiff of storage auctions from his aunt, who at the time was managing a public storage facility. Over time, he and his longtime partner, Brandi Passante, would go on to open up their own secondhand store now and then. How did they go from there to Storage Wars? It all went down at an auction in Harbor City, California, where he met producers who were planning Storage Wars. The rest, of course, is history.
Was with fame. It turns out they were originally cast on Storage Wars by chance, after the producers met Shultz at an auction. When they visited him at work, they spotted
This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen, because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.